About 7,000 students drop out of high school every day. Research shows that there are 3 variables that will predict a dropout: low attendance, one failing grade, and a lack of student engagement. Research also shows that there are about 160,000 children in the U.S. that miss school every day out of fear of being bullied. In addition, this current young generation is the first generation that is predicted not to outlive their parents. Why would kids not want to attend school? Why would one failing grade be that detrimental? Why aren't students engaged in school? Why are kids beating up kids? How can our children be so sick with all the wellness breakthroughs and brilliant health professionals that we have in our world? I am so glad that you are listening today, because it is time that our next generation is a well, safe, and respected generation. I have made it my life's mission to determine the answers to these questions and challenges and to help shift our educational philosophy and paradigm so that all of our students are healthy and thrive, that all of our students are empowered, not lip service empowered, but truly empowered, that they have the freedom, confidence, and skills to live their highest and healthiest visions for themselves, their community, and their world. When I was 7 years old, I loved to write poems. And one day, I was typing up a poem on my typewriter in my first grade class. I was in the zone. I remember feeling this flow of creativity that was pouring out of me. The next thing I know, I am in the hallway getting paddled. I felt so ashamed and bad. I didn't understand why this was happening to me, and my teacher said that I didn't sit down at my desk when she told me to. I didn't even hear her. I was in my element working on that poem. I was so crushed, and after that, I quit writing poems and ended up hating to write anything. This one incident greatly impacted my life. On the other side of this, in junior high, I had a basketball coach and health teacher who motivated me beyond imagination, Paul Beers. He taught me to set goals, work hard, and feel what it felt like to be successful. We went from losing all but 4 basketball games in the first season to winning 88 games in a row. He taught me to look at my health and how to prevent chronic diseases and sickness. He was funny and would tell stories that related basketball and health to my life. Most importantly, he respected me, he listened to me, and he wanted my opinion. I ended up becoming a basketball coach and a health and physical education teacher from his inspiration and connection he had with me. I have been in the health and wellness, sport, and leadership field for 35 years, and I love it. Paul Beers definitely positively influenced my life. My educational stories could go on, good and bad, empowering and disempowering. My ability to be aware of both the negative and positive treatment of students in schools was pretty perceptive growing up. I love that my 9th grade music teacher let me lead by myself 2 musical numbers in our Glee Club production. From this, I learned leadership and communication skills that I took out for a lifetime. I love that my 8th grade English teacher walked me step by step on how to do a research paper on Benjamin Franklin. I started to like to write again, and with this confidence I gained, I went on to earn a Ph.D. and do major research in the teaching and coaching fields. On the other hand, I also found myself wondering during my school days many things. Why are all the smart kids in the other class? Why, if I always do and say the right things, I will be treated better than those who don't? Why do I have to sit all day when I want to run, play, explore, and be a kid? Why do I have to walk in straight lines with my hands clasped behind my back, not saying a word, when I want to laugh, talk, and hug my friends that I love? Why do I have to listen when I want to talk? Why am I wrong when I talk? Why do I get punished for not being perfect on my papers? Why doesn't anyone trust me? Why? None of this made sense to me growing up. But I never spoke up about my thoughts and feelings that I had about school. I had learned to believe that little old Meg's words would never make a difference. I was scared that I would get in trouble if I spoke up. I was even afraid to show appreciation for the things that I liked. I stayed small. My beliefs not to speak up and that I wouldn't make a difference are what I call disempowering beliefs. In truth, when we have the courage to speak up about our thoughts, feelings, and stories, even when we're afraid, we discover what it means to be human, what it means to feel successful and be loved, and what needs to change and what needs to stay the same. This is called emotional vulnerability and is truly what I believe to be the only way to make a difference and find solutions that work. In reality, when we are vulnerable, courageous, and tell our stories, we will find that most of them are very similar and that we all are wanting the same things. It is time to tell your educational stories. We all have stories that took place in school, and it is time to record them and find themes and meaning in them that will help our next generation have an amazing school experience. When you keep your stories inside, the world is missing a key component for change. You. In addition, just telling your educational stories can be freeing by helping to release negativity that may be lingering from the past, and can also allow you to shout from the rooftops and show appreciation for your amazing stories. Telling your educational stories is a simple process, but the impact will send a wave of positive change through education that will affect every child, student, teacher, parent, school administrator, and school system in the world. I know that with your educational stories, you will save children's lives. Just one disempowering experience that a student has in school can pave the way for a life of struggle. And just one empowering experience can pave the way for a life of success. Now, these stories are not intended to put down teachers. Most teachers are amazing and do a wonderful job in the system they are in. It is the overall education and teacher training framework and philosophy that is in need of change. For instance, when I was a young teacher, I was taught a discipline technique where if a student misbehaved 3 times, they were automatically sent to the principal's office. Get rid of the bad, keep the good. I hated this, but it was the only discipline technique I knew at age 26. So teachers themselves have good and bad experiences in school as teachers, and these stories must be expressed too. What is important from our stories is to learn from them, to tap into how our school experiences made us feel and the impact they had on us for the rest of our lives. So if you have children or love children in any way, please do this for them. Tell your educational stories. It will work. You will be heard. We will make change. I hope this has inspired you to take 15 minutes out of your day to tell your educational stories. So how do you tell your stories? All you have to do is follow these 3 simple steps. 1. Click on the link, Share Your Educational Stories. 2. Fill out a few demographic questions like your age, your state and country, and your job position. These questions give me a way to categorize your stories without using your name and email. So your stories will be linked to whether you are a teacher or a parent or a student. No name or email will be linked to your story. So it is safe to tell very specific details, and in fact, the more specific you can be, the more it will make a difference. Number 3, read the questions on your screen and then type in your stories. You can go back and tell different stories as many times as you want. There is no limit. You can come and go. It is really easy. Once you tell your stories, they will be put together in a research study that will give us information to further the foundation of empowerment education and begin changing the lives of students, teachers, and parents immediately. As we become aware of the positive and negative patterns that come out of our stories, then we can help the next generation suffer less through any agonizing educational moments, and we can take advantage of what we know will empower all students, teachers, and administrators to get up in the morning, jump out of bed, and look forward to their day at school every day. We then will create environments where students will want to stay in school and be healthy and feel so free and safe that there will be no reason to have the need to fight nor merely survive the world. So in signing off, if this message has inspired you, I would like for you to think about every person you know that loves children and wants to see the next generation explode into creativity, innovation, wellness, and personal success that will make a huge difference in the future of our world. And then send these people to this video or to the i.b.mee website so they can tell their educational stories. I would really appreciate you doing this, and so will every child. Go for it and be empowered.